Is Orlando the perfect city? So as we come up to the holiday season, I've been thinking a lot about Julie Andrews and her favorite things. And it's funny because many people ask, oh, you moved to Orlando because you love Disney. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's part of the reason, but that's not really the only reason why I love living here and why many of you guys have moved here as well. So today, I'm going to dive into my favorite reasons why we love living in Orlando. Let me know which ones of these are your favorites, and at the end, which ones I might have missed out. Stay tuned. You know, at some point in life, you might want to buy or sell a house. And if you're doing that here in Central Florida, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Check us out over on Google. We've got over 730 5-star reviews. We're here to help when the time comes. info@pozekgroup.com if you want to get started. Let's get into the video. All right, so during this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the larger things that you're obviously going to know about, and also the little things along the way. And the number one thing that I think is pretty cool here in Central Florida that I'm most excited about is the development that's going on here. You've got the residential development. You've got over in Lake Nona, you've got the commercial development along with the residential. You've got aviation and national defense and healthcare and new schools popping up and all these really cool things that are like the lead tech incubator and some other cool things that are just coming to the area that, to me, that's exciting. Being part of a growing community that's not just the stagnant old kind of thing, but seeing something thrive out of literally nothing. Like some of these things used to be corn mazes or orange groves, and now they're big developments that people can live, work, and play in. To me, that's a really exciting thing to be a part of. So that's number one reason why I love living in Orlando. Number two is kind of the converse of number one, where you've got a lot of different Main Street areas. You have Audubon Park and College Park and downtown Winter Garden and downtown Mount Dora and all of these little kind of pocket areas with brick-lined streets and old mom and pop shops that have been there for decades. And I think that's a really cool kind of juxtaposition between the huge new developments and the Main Street USA that so many people desire. And so depending on what you're looking to do, if you want to be part of a big thriving metropolis or get out into the suburbs and the downtown area, you have both options within a 30 to 40 minute drive of one another. To me, that's one of the really cool reasons why I love living in Orlando. Number three reason I love living in Orlando is our airport. Yes, that beautiful green carpet over at terminals A and B. To me, I love MCO, but the reason why I love it the most is that you have 152 different cities that you can visit, leaving MCO and going to on 36 different carriers. You also have the Bright Line that's now taking you all the way over to the coast and all the way down to Miami. Just a really easy way to get in and out of Central Florida. To me, I love it. So many people complain about their airports where they have locally and the cool things that they're investing back into our community and our airport locally. I do believe that with the 50 million people that are coming through MCO every single year, that's going to only push us to grow and have more opportunities for travel here in Central Florida. One of the things you might not think about when moving to Orlando or living here is that our emerging art scene is something to behold. If you've been to the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center and checked out Steinmetz Hall, you might have seen what Architectural Digest ranked as one of the most beautiful theaters in the entire world. You have the good people over at the Creative City Arts Project, where they're trying to expose and expand the palette of Orlando's art scene, as well as the Orlando Museum of Art and beyond. There's just so many different things that are coming to our area. One of the cool things I love being able to expose my kids to, and just even myself, seeing different people and acts from all around the world. Very cool reason to live in Orlando. When we first moved here, we didn't have any friends or family that lived here with us. One of the things that people ask us when they're moving to the area is like, what's that like? Because many people move here for the sun or the theme parks or for whatever it might be. The cool thing I love about Orlando is that so many people visit here. Like I mentioned in the last thing, there's 50 million people that just came through MCO and beyond. Obviously, there's people that drive, but there's always a reason why people are visiting, whether that's theme parks or for business and that sort of thing, which breeds this kind of really cool opportunity to see more friends, more family, spend more quality time with them as they're visiting the area. I don't know that there's any other city in the country that has as many visitors that you have opportunities like that. And so for me, being in an industry where I know people from all over the country, all over the world, it's awesome being able to catch up with people as they come to visit Orlando, and yet you send them on their way when they're done. And that's a beautiful thing about living in Orlando. Have you ever been to Lou Gardens over in Orlando? It's 32803 is the zip code that it's located, right next to Winter Park. It's 50 acres of the most manicured tropical and botanical gardens you've ever seen. And it's something that's enchanting all on its own. They also bring in a Halloween overlay and Dazzling Nights Christmas holidays overlay that makes it even more majestic at night. It's a really cool thing. And the beautiful thing about it is it's actually really inexpensive to get into. And so the location's amazing. The whole experience is very cool. You can get out of the theme park area and into something truly special that feels like a hidden gem here in Orlando. Orlando's no stranger to trying new concepts, and one concept that has taken the entire country by storm is the speakeasy. Now, speakeasies are popping up everywhere here in Central Florida. You've got Mathers, you've got Hanson Shoe Repair, you've got the Treehouse, you've got Vault 5421 over on International Drive. And the cool thing about this isn't just that the speakeasies are fun for a great date night or time out with your friends, but the idea that our local community loves different concepts like this and supporting local, one of the main reasons I love living in Central Florida. Now, I know some of you guys love these and other people don't like them at all. I'm in the camp where I love food halls. Now, the way that they're being done here in Central Florida is, I think, a remarkable way to bring in unique concepts and community together. You look at like Hall on Yard over in Ivanhoe Village, or even Plant Street Market with their outdoor space, and they're just really all over. There's the Marketplace in Oviedo. And so I think, to me, these really cool concepts, which are many times mom and pop shops that end up then getting incubated and put out into something much bigger and greater here in Central Florida, are a really cool reason why I love the community base here in Central Florida, as we all support each other from the ground up and to grow. I think about like Gideon's over at East End Market and how it started off as this little shop and now thrives over at Disney Springs. Kelly's Ice Cream is another one that I think of. Now they're in every single Foxtail Coffee. Foxtail Coffee is another one that we can think about that expanded from their Winter Park location to all over Central Florida and beyond. So it's just a really cool way to blend small business and community together in one. Now, one of the biggest reasons why people move to Central Florida or Greater Orlando is to be close to the theme parks. Now, I know that might sound crazy to some people that live outside of Orlando, but it's true. It's one of the reasons why we moved here. And yet, even if you're not into Mickey Mouse or the princesses, living near the theme parks is an amazing opportunity. There's new shows and new rides and new restaurants and new concepts coming to the theme parks all the time. So even if you're not into the fantasy side of everything, but you're into the holiday side or the food and wine or the Halloween, there's always something going on at the theme parks. And to me, that's an exciting thing to be a part of. And so when people ask me, aren't you sick of living near Disney? Isn't it always the same? The answer is no. Speaking of travel destinations, Orlando is one of the largest international destinations in the entire world. That's cool because we got people coming from all over, but many of them decide not to go home, myself included. Now, I'm not exactly interjecting a lot of like culture into the Orlando scene, but many people are from all over the world, both from their backgrounds, their food, their languages, and their heritage. And to me, that's a really cool thing. My kids go to school and they have so many different people from all over the world that are part of their class. And to me, that's just what an interesting thing to be a part of, where you've got so many different perspectives and that sort of thing. For me, I think it's a benefit for my kids growing up here and to be a part of in business and in life. Now, Ken, what if I'm not into theme parks and I'm not into all of the development and concrete jungle stuff? Well, we actually have hundreds and hundreds of lakes here in Central Florida. If you look on the map, it's actually insane to see how much green space that we still have that's actually protected. You've got the state parks with thousands of acres that will never be developed. And if you're into anything outdoors, we got you covered. If you're looking into stand-up paddleboarding or kayaking or boating, we got you covered. If you're into hiking or biking or running, we've got you covered. Really, the only thing you can't do outside here is snow skiing and mountain climb because we're all pretty flat. If you go out to Claremont, it has like a little bit of hills, but don't get too excited. It's not all of that in regards to that. But anything else outdoors, we got you covered. All right, let's talk about Orlando sports. Now, the number one team you probably think about when you think about Orlando sports is the Orlando Magic. Now, my family and I, we actually got a partial package for season tickets this year, and it's been an amazing experience being able to bring my kids friends, and it's just a really good time. They have a really great product. They've got a young team that's currently ranked, I think, number 2 in the NBA, depending on what day you're watching this video. And it's a really cool thing to watch the city come up and support it. Beyond that, you've got Orlando City Soccer, both the Lions and the Pride, the men's and women's team, and it's a really great thing too. They're actually owned by the same people that own the Minnesota Vikings, and they're investing in the team, they're investing in the stadium. They actually made the playoffs this year. It's a really cool thing. I wasn't into MLS soccer at all before I moved to Orlando, but then you move here and you very quickly realize that you need to be. So you go there and it's this crazy energy that fills the stadium. It's a really cool thing to watch. They also have the Solar Bears locally. We got the UCF Knights, which are in the Big 12. A lot of cool things happening. And then just down the I-4, if you want to see NFL product, you can go see the Bucks down in Tampa and or the Lightning with the NHL. It does sound as though we might be getting an MLB expansion team. That's TBD. But as somebody who's into sports, I thought coming to Orlando that I would be void of all these opportunities and kind of that electrifying atmosphere, and I was completely proven wrong. So let's talk about Orlando real estate. So we have a pretty diverse style of real estate here. And when I first moved here, all I knew about was Celebration. And it was sort of the Truman Show vibe. And I actually love that kind of style of house where you've got the Hardy-Backer siding and it kind of looks like that old Americana. We definitely have that here. Some people think about Central Florida real estate and they think about just house on house on house, and they're all the same brown boxes and really no real kind of charm. But we do have some beautiful downtown areas with homes that are built 70, 80 years ago that have that kind of really cool architectural styles. We have new construction where it's modern and contemporary, all the way up to farmhouse, like actual farmhouses on 20, 30 acres if you're looking for more of a homestead. So Central Florida really does have everything depending on what area of town you're looking for. Whether you want a walkable downtown or the complete privacy of a rural area, we probably have it for you. One thing that I knew that I would love when I lived here is a staycation. Now, Orlando has incredible resorts, and whether you're looking at a Disney value hotel or a Universal value hotel where they've got beautiful pools and resort amenities and someone else is taking care of the towels and cooking your meals for you for the weekend. We just had Thanksgiving, and the amount of my friends that made staycations were just through the roof. You've also have the luxury hotels, which are a lot of fun as well. You've got the Evermore Resort happening with the Crystal Lagoon coming in. You've got the Four Seasons, with probably the best amenity in all of Central Florida, and that's right outside of our back door. And so having these things at your fingertips is a really cool, underappreciated thing when you're thinking about moving to Central Florida. So is Orlando the perfect city? Well, I don't think there is actually a perfect city. It really comes down to what you're looking for. We have traffic woes, we've got affordability issues just like everywhere, which are causing socioeconomic things that are just changing and different in Orlando that we've never had to experience before. And so there's going to be growing pains. But for me, the upside and having my kids grow up here and me be a part of Orlando's next evolution, to me, is very exciting. So if you're looking to be part of Orlando's next evolution, you're thinking about moving here, or you're looking to, maybe you already live here and you're looking to sell a house and move somewhere else within Central Florida, my team and I, we want to be your real estate resource of choice. So email me, info@pozekgroup.com. If you've made it all the way through this video and you're not a subscriber already, probably should do that. Hit the subscribe button, and we're putting out new videos about real estate, theme parks, and living in Orlando every single week. And we'll see you guys on the next video.